Hey everyone, I'm excited about this one. I got my first ever Esee. I know, right? I have had all kinds of knives. Well, I have. Still have, because I don't sell them. I just keep buying more. Anyways, I digress. So, our next knife in the companion series lineup that I want to go over the ergonomics and just kind of talk about a little bit is the Esee AGK. And this thing is neat. I like that thing. So, anyways, put the sheath back on because I want you to kind of see it side by side. Again, we have our White River Knives Sendero Pack. Uh, this is a knife I compare it to, but that should give you an idea of sheath to sheath carry wise here. That's what I was wanting to show you. I'm getting ahead of myself. Slow down. I want to try to get this in and out pretty quick. So, butt to butt, you can see a little longer. This carries down here. Nice solid belt clip. Will easily hold a 2-inch belt. But it carries up nice and high above that belt. Oh, where's my glove at? I forgot about that part. Give you an idea here of where that would carry at. If this represents the belt, line that up. So you'd be carrying that far up above your belt line. Some people prefer that, some people don't. I'm just showing it to show it. The sheath here, Kydex plastic sheath, feels good. Nice fit. You can make a little bit of noise with it, but it's not loose by any means. Pops off kind of cool. Nice rounded edge there. And again, my phone constantly going off. Wish I could stop some days, but it doesn't. Throw that to the side. Again, a USA made size medium glove by Kimball Midwest. About average size on a glove there. Give you an idea on the grip. Compare that quickly to our Sendero. So you can see length is a little longer with the AGK, but again, there's a similarity with the blade shape. I'm drawn to this blade shape. I like that bigger belly. It slices my taters and onions really well. We'll get to that in another video. Let's do a quick little side by side. This is where this differs a fair bit, is that thickness. That blade is a thick boy. Nice, hearty, healthy handle. Try to get to where you can see the thickness side by side. It is thicker than the Sendero Pack by a fair bit. You can feel it. However, this direction, you can see it is narrower, but it makes up for it with the thickness. Let's look at some of these curves because this is a nice curvy blade. Now, as I've said in other videos, and I'll say again and again, sometimes it'd be nice to hear the designer's take on how they use this knife, what they were designing into it, because there's a lot of neat stuff sometimes that nobody tells you. And this knife here has some of that. Let's start with right here. I like that when that narrows down, and it does, but it does not narrow completely flat. So it leaves a little bit. See if we can get it to focus on it. So it leaves a little bit of a flat edge to where you can pull back on. So if you're pulling this back into your hand, it does so. And with this nice little curve here, your fingers can grip that. So you're getting more different directions of grip. You can see that it gets into the fat of the palm of my hand fairly well. Has a little bit of a curve there to that. Flip it up on its side. And that Coke bottle shape, nice, curvy, feels really great. So as you're gripping this, you can pinch grip it really well. You can reach up, get to the tip there, get a nice good feel. Another thing is this back here. Let's talk about this. This, if you look, the spine kind of sticks up slightly, like White Rivers do, but not to where you can really feel it. It's less than a White River. It just, see if we can focus it all, just barely sticks above the micarta. Just barely. But as you come down to where that thumb rests, if we can focus, come on, focus, focus, it actually drops below it. So when this comes down, and the way that this flattens out, is it gives a super, see if we can get things to focus here for us. Come on now. It gives a nice flat area for that thumb to rest, and you get some really, really good purchase. See if I can turn that in a way that you can see. But even without jimping, now if it had some jimping, that would be cool. We know the situation that this is intended to be used. It is an AGK. Anybody know what that stands for? Ashley Game Knife. It says it right on it. See, I can read slowly. This one's in S35VN. I've had really great luck with S35. All my White Rivers have S35, so I figured this would be just as good as anything. Esee still has their lifetime warranty. I do not abuse my knives, so I'm not too worried about breaking, chipping, rolling. I've had this one for quite a while, have used it a fair bit, and it is a much thinner, much thinner blade stock, and haven't broken that one, so I have no concerns of this. Handle length is nice and long. Let's go ahead and get a tape measure out here and do some measuring. So stick this on the end here. We are 8¼ inches, maybe a touch more. Blade cutting edge is real close to 3½. So a nice, good size blade. As I like to measure from here, the front of the finger choil area, we are roughly 4¼ inches of handle material. So out of the knives that I've done so far, it is easily the longest handled knife. Is it too much for a companion knife? I don't think so. You know, I think this knife is a solid worker. I like the ergonomics of it. I like the way it feels. You can tell that a lot of thought and a lot of process went into designing this just by the way you feel it. Even the rocking motion right here, the amount of the weight is, I don't know if anybody else has ever done this, just kind of moving material out of the way. You can just kind of get this little hatching effect. It works really great with that, where with this, it's not as secure, feels a little bit more roll. I have other knives and stuff. You can tell that this is done by somebody who works and has worked with and used their knife. I maybe subconsciously, Ashley couldn't tell us exactly why everything's in there, but, or maybe they couldn't, but subconsciously it's designed and you can tell. So that's the ergonomics of this knife. Let's compare it to, oh, we didn't do these other measurements here. Go ahead and let's see. You can see the blade thickness on every site. But let's go up here and get our thickness right at the edge. 0.5 to 3 back here, and kind of 1/4 of the way down or 1/3 of the way where your fingers rest, then this nice fat thick palm swell. 0.7, and tapers back down. I hope you can see these curves. I really do. It's a nice curvy little thing, even though it's not too overly big. Thickest part of this blade, is it here? That is, let me get, if I can stay on there, 0.9 to 0.9, yeah, somewhere in there, 0.91. And it even has a little bit of a swell down here at the very back, 0.965. So, I mean, it just kind of tapers down and back, and you can feel it in the grip. And it's not, there's no hot spots. It just molds really well. really secure, really solid little knife. I mean, it's solid. We can beat something with it. We can beat something good. Even though you shouldn't beat your knives. I can understand why Esee can put such a good warranty out on those. Because they're beefy. Thanks for watching. Leave a comment. Leave your feedback. Oh, I didn't... do you want to see it compared to like a Hogue Deca? There we go. Hogue Deca. Let's drop a PM2 in there real quick. And you can see that handle has a lot of similarities in the form and function. Spyderco is known for their functionable ergonomics. You can kind of see some of the mimicking here of that. Kind of interesting. Let's see, Bic lighter right there. And our key bar, large. Two-sided. Last but not least, my Kimball Midwest Mechanics pen flashlight. LED, bright little thing. Put a light on it. But anyways, thanks for watching. Have a good time. Please leave some comments, some feedback, some love, some complaints. Just some kind of activity is always nice to have. I enjoy seeing that people are watching these. Have a good one. See you in the next one.